Welcome, everyone. Meet Your Neighbors is right here on site at the groundbreaking ceremony of the Legacy Theater, right here in Stony Creek. We are so excited to have the opportunity to have this theater right here in our awesome town of Branford. The Legacy Theater is a professional theater company and educational facility for the arts. We'll be listening to Keeley Knudsen, the executive and artistic director and one of the co-founders of the Legacy Theater, as well as other speakers.
Hi, I'm Keeley. So nice to be here, and thank you for sharing in this opportunity with us.
It's so great to be here. And also the co-founder, she's the chairman of the board of trustees, Stephanie Williams. No, I'm just kidding.
Hi, everyone, and we're very happy to be able to share this momentous occasion with you. It's been a long time coming.
It really has. Now, you know, this particular theater, even though there's no home space, they've been having all kinds of productions ever since 2011 that they've been using different spaces in the town. And at this point, you're using the building up the street, right?
Yes, we are, but also this summer we're going to be doing a Midsummer Night's Dream on the Branford Green, and that's the first time in all of history that we know of that there's been a Shakespeare on the Green in Branford. So we're very excited about that. That'll be July 2nd through the 6th at 8 p.m., and it's free and open to the public. We hope you come out for that.
Yes, it's July 2nd through the 6th, as we just heard, at 8 p.m. It's free. It's on the Branford Green. Shakespeare, right on the Branford Green. Now, I'm sure people have come from all over for the groundbreaking today. There's going to be speeches. Who's going to be speaking today? Stephanie.
Well, we have several dignitaries coming. Of course, we have our first selectman, Jamie Cosgrove, and we have representatives from the Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary. We also have a representative from Rosa DeLauro's office and from the State Historic Preservation Organization and from the Stony Creek Association. And so we're thrilled to be able to have them and others here to help us celebrate.
Now, this whole project, I believe, costs $4.2 million, and they're still raising about $1.7. Is that right?
That's correct, yes, and we've been very fortunate to secure a bridge loan to help us get through construction in the meantime. So hopefully we just begin and continue for our grand opening in 2020.
2020, that's the grand opening, and you'll be able to see theater down here in Stony Creek. And actually, this is an old use of this building, right?
Yes, it is. It was a professional theater company back in the 1920s, which had luminaries like Orson Welles and Joseph Cotton, who were here. So we're happy to be able to revive the tradition in this great area.
And now as far as parking, that's all been worked out too, right?
We're so excited that outsiders that come into the creek will be able to use a shuttle that's going to be at exit 56. Yep. So we're going to encourage patrons to use that lot, that commuter lot, and then we'll have a shuttle come in, bring them down to the show, drop them off, and then bring them back to their vehicles once the show is over. And then, of course, the residents here can just grab a sandwich at Thimbleberries and then come on over and enjoy a show on foot. So it should work out beautifully.
That's great, Keeley. Now, if people want more information, how do they contact you, or what's the website? Stephanie.
The website is Legacy Theater, that's spelled with an R-E at the end, legacytheaterct.org.
Okay, so it's all there for you, and it's going to be a great asset to the creek and to the town and Guilford and the whole region. So thank you for doing... Oh, one more question before we go to the groundbreaking. How did you come up with this idea?
I was, in 2011, I was looking at this old dilapidated building that used to be on Boston Post Road in Guilford called Fonicello's. It was a nursery. And I was peering through the windows, and somebody came that was on site, a construction worker came by and said, "What would you do if you could have this building?" And I said, "Well, I would have a conservatory for the performing arts, and we'd do shows." And he said, "Well, give me your card, and I'd like you to talk to the owner of this building." So I did that, and he asked me to come up with a business plan over the weekend, and I presented it to him Monday, and thus began the momentum which brought us to this moment here with this theater.
I see. It's great. You know, in the old days of Branford, like 20 years ago, they had a small theater right in downtown Branford. It was called the Shoebox Theater. It was just a very small place. They only seated like 20 people. What's the seating here going to be?
127. So it will be a nice size, intimate theater, which will be perfect for the neighborhood.
That's great. And I mean, just out of curiosity, what type of presentations or programs are you planning to have?
Well, it's going to be a professional repertory theater company. We're going to have 4 main productions per year: a musical, a straight play, a new work, and children's theater, as well as a holiday production, and then various small productions, 1- and 2-off productions throughout the year.
All right. Well, very, very good. This is going to be a great groundbreaking, and it's great to talk with you. We have Stephanie Williams, the chairman of the board, co-founder, as well as Keeley Knudsen, co-founder, and she's the current Legacy Theater artistic director,
Yes, so we're going to take just a couple of minutes now to interview and talk with Greg Eames. I saw a huge sigh of appreciation and gratitude after you spoke with Keeley. She seemed very indebted to the work that you did in this project. Can you just share a little bit of how you helped to bring this to fruition?
That's very nice of Keeley to say that. I think probably what I'm proudest about my contribution is that it was an opportunity when people were having a hard time understanding each other, relating to each other, to suggest that we sit down together and talk. And I was appointed one of the mediators for the Stony Creek Association to try to help guide those talks to fruition, which I'm very proud of, because I think we really achieved a success.
I think the skill of conflict resolution when we have it is immense, and you obviously have that gift and skill.
I spent 50 years teaching contractors and owners how to relate to each other.
Okay, so you were able to put it to use for this incredible theater that will soon come to fruition. So we thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
We now have the privilege to be with Frank Carano, who so many of you know and love here in community, who's also the director of the Arts Alliance. So Frank, what's your feelings towards this project?
Well, I think it's a wonderful addition to our arts community. We've been focusing on the visual arts. We think sometimes of in a more limited way about offering the arts to the public, because the arts really elevate our standard of living, and they really enhance everyone's lives. So this theater component is going to be a very important addition to our community. So I'm really thrilled about it and happy that they were able to overcome all the obstacles, and they're ready to move forward. That's wonderful.
It's so exciting to have them. I'm also very excited by they brought together people from 4 years old to 70 years old who have mobility issues, who are in wheelchairs, and I think that's a magnificent addition to our theater.
I mean, the fact that they've taken a comprehensive approach to what they want to do.
Exactly.
It's not just, the kind of nuts and bolts, here's a theater, we're going to put on performances.
Right.
So, they're very creative, and I think we're going to see wonderful things coming from this.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate.
Yeah, I agree. We are.
So thank you, Frank.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Stephanie Stifel Williams, and I am the co-founder and president of the Board of Trustees here at Legacy Theater. I want to thank you all for coming. I'm amazed at the turnout. It's very exciting. Thank you for coming to share this momentous day with us. We are thrilled to have you here. It's been a long time coming, and without any further ado, I would like to introduce my dear friend, the artistic director and co-founder of Legacy Theater and its visionary, Keeley Knudsen.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. So I would like to welcome you all out to this groundbreaking ceremony on this Thursday, June 6th, 2019. My name is Keeley Knudsen. I'm the artistic director and co-founder alongside the amazing Stephanie Stifel Williams, and we're thrilled to have you all here for this special event. I have a very special place in my heart for the building that's behind me, for this wonderful small fishing village called Stony Creek, in which it has evolved, and for the people of Stony Creek who love the look and feel of this charming corner of the earth. It is our aim to preserve the quaint, unique slice of old-time Americana while bringing uplifting, educational, and inspiring entertainment and classes to this historic building. I appreciate the fascinating cast of those who loved this theater over the course of a century, from Orson Welles to Jimmy Weil. I am eternally grateful for every single one of the performers and creatives who have graced its boards and who have, against odds, kept it standing here for over 100 years. It is a very special building, and it is in a very special place. And I feel honored to spearhead the continuing of its tradition as a place for community gathering. I want to thank the community for entering into the dialogue with us and for the outstanding team of designers, Wyeth Architects, Greg Wiesen Gardner, Builders OR and L, and their team, developers, partners in philanthropy, board members, funders, and volunteers who have and will continue to breathe new life into this theater. Walk on in and see a show. Meet your neighbor at Thimbleberry's for a sandwich. Walk along the shore and come in for a matinee. Grab a soda at the market, kids, and pop into a Saturday morning children's show. Nothing could be better than that. Outsiders from the village will be encouraged to park at the commuter lot at exit 56 and take the Legacy Theater shuttle. That's sponsored by Guilford Savings Bank, to drop them off at the theater and take them back to the lot after each main stage show. We will have programming for less than half the year so that the peaceful neighborhood will be protected from losing the attributes that make Stony Creek such a cherished community. Thank you to the State Historic Preservation Office for the tax credits to reimburse 25% of the building costs. To Guilford Savings Bank and the Branford Community Foundation for supporting our upcoming programming, including Shakespeare on the Branford Green, July 2nd through the 6th, and the Wheel Life Theater Troupe for those who ambulate with wheelchairs or crutches. Thank you to Webster Bank for the bridge loan to ensure to see the building construction to completion for a 2020 grand opening. We have naming opportunities available. If you would like to make a significant donation and have your family name, business, or honoree recognized in the restored building, please contact me to make arrangements. We are thrilled to have in our midst this morning Branford First Selectman Jamie Cosgrove, Julie Carmelick from the State Historic Preservation Office, Sherry Cody, President of the Shoreline Chamber of Commerce, and Greg Eames of the Stony Creek Association and Stony Creek Architectural Review Board, who will each say a few words at this historic event. Jamie Cosgrove.
I'd just like to say it's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the town. Congratulations to the boards and volunteers for finally seeing this come to fruition and it's an honor to be part of this ceremony today. I just would like to say briefly, I know this has been a long road for the Legacy Theater. However, I think there's a positive to that. I think over these years you've developed a greater amount of support, a greater presence throughout our community, and that Legacy has now become part of the community and a partner in the community. I think this theater will, where I respect the fact that it does maintain the charm of the original theater and understands its location and the village that it sits in, and maintaining that charm, but it also enhanced the art opportunities for art and enjoy the arts in Branford, as well as a spin-off for not only the economic development that occurs right here at this theater, but the spin-off that will happen really throughout our town because of this theater. So on behalf of the town, thank you to Legacy, the board, and the volunteers that made this happen.
Thank you so much for those words. Now I'd like to introduce Julie Carmelick from the State Historic Preservation Office.
Good morning. I'm excited to be here at the start of this wonderful project. The State Historic Preservation Office, for those who don't know, is located within the Department of Economic and Community Development. And within DECD, the office is further located under the umbrella of arts, museums, and historic preservation. We're always thrilled to celebrate a project that falls at the intersection of the arts, community development, and historic preservation, and projects like this one are what it's all about for us. I'd like to thank Stephanie and Keeley and their whole team for the efforts to bring this project to fruition. Using the Historic Rehabilitation Tax Credit Program, which provides a financial incentive for the rehabilitation of historic properties, is not for the faint of heart. Reusing historic buildings while preserving the property's historic character can be difficult. And to that end, I sincerely appreciate the architectural team for their willingness to listen and respond to what I'm sure seemed like my endless questions and suggestions for this project. I'm very excited to see the outcome, and I hope that I can come back for the ribbon cutting to celebrate with all of you again. This property has such a rich history, and I applaud you for embracing that history and for making it a part of the building's future. Thank you and congratulations.
I'm enjoying it so much. I'm gonna have to introduce the next person. Sherry Cody is here. She is the president of the Shoreline Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everyone. Keeley and Stephanie, thank you so much for having us. The Chamber of Commerce, the Shoreline Chamber of Commerce covers Branford, Guilford, and North Branford. And of course, the reason we exist is to support initiatives like this. We particularly get excited about initiatives that bring visitors to the area and get our residents out of their houses and participating in the wonderful things that Branford have to offer. So we are very excited. We can't wait until the project is finished so that we can promote all of your shows and get more people here. So thank you so much for having us, and congratulations.
Thank you. And we do have Greg Eames from the Stony Creek Architectural Review Board here to say a few words as well.
Good morning, folks. Bear with me, I'm a reader. Now, I want to start my words today by saying, how lucky are we? We all remember some time ago when Legacy Theater first came to Stony Creek. They received a less than enthusiastic reception from a community that stung by prior events at the building. Now, since that time, things have changed. During that change, I've watched the progress of the restoration of the Stony Creek Theater. First, as a member of the Stony Creek Association Board, and then as chair of the Stony Creek Village District Architectural Review Board. As a mediator for the association, I saw how hard the theater worked to understand the community and its concerns, and how they willingly accepted extensive constraints on their operations to accommodate the village's needs. And I witnessed their intense desire to become a good neighbor and a contributing member of the community. And when it came time to proceed with the actual building restoration, the Architecture Review Board was very gratified by how Legacy worked with us to translate the community's concerns into a creative, neighborly architectural design. Here too, there were again good listeners and willing partners in a collaborative effort that resulted in a historically accurate and appropriate restoration plan that will give us a renewed building that the community will be proud of. Special thanks should go to our own John Herzan, who showed the way to a historic tax credit that's been a major factor in the project's feasibility. So, how lucky are we? In a time characterized nationally and around the world by division and acrimony, the community has overcome our differences and worked together to create a result that should make us all proud. Here we are, at a groundbreaking for the rebirth of a unique community treasure, whose future will be stewarded by a caring and concerned Legacy Theater. Legacy Theater, we welcome you to our community, and we wish you all possible success.
Finally, we have Lou Mangini from Congresswoman Rosa DeLaura's office to say a few words.
Hi, I'm only last because I'm not the most important because I was late. Lou Mangini from Congresswoman Rosa DeLaura's office. Also here wearing two hats. I'm also Lou Mangini, actor, producer, and very bad carpenter, still with all my fingers, from a Broken Umbrella Theater Company. I was just at the Arts Council annual meeting last night, where the theme was we should celebrate the rich arts that we have in this area. Whether you're looking in New Haven, whether you're looking in Branford, all across the Connecticut shoreline and the South Central regional area of Connecticut, we just are so blessed and fortunate to have things like the Legacy Theater, to have places small and big, and sometimes a warehouse that we can turn and convert into a theater space to bring the community together and to contribute to the region's economic development. So congratulations, great to see this going up, and maybe I'll be in here sometime.
That's the best audition I've ever seen. Well, thank you. At this point, I would like to invite each of our speakers and the Legacy Chair and any board members to come and take a shovel and a hard hat for a photo op of the official groundbreaking. There's our dirt. There's our shovel. Yes. Thank you each for being here. Please enjoy refreshments. Take some literature about us. Get in touch with me to become involved in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for accommodating the construction, and we will see you at the grand opening in 2020.
Okay, everybody, that was the groundbreaking ceremony here at the Liberty Theater in Stony Creek. And the theater will showcase professional plays, musicals, children's shows, cabarets, and visiting Broadway performers. Workshops, educational classes for residents, from youth to adult, in the performing arts, everyone will be included. Behind us is the old Black-Eyed Susans, which was a restaurant, also part of the old Wild property, and that's being converted into an artist and residence home so that people that want to work on plays, for example, write them, they can stay at the house over here. And so that's another asset to the town and to the theater. That was paid for by a couple that I believe live in Stony Creek. It's called the George Victor Artist Cottage, and it's been restored. So that's going to be a great feature down here too. So the history is very interesting. The Stony Creek Puppet House, as it was called, now it's the Lyric Theater. It was originally a chapel built about 100 years ago, and it then became a movie house that only ran silent pictures, black and white. Those are the days of Charlie Chaplin, and it was called Lyric Hall back then, around 1914. Then the Parish Players acquired the theater. They put a lot of plays on, many plays. That's when Orson Welles and his famous Mercury Players were here back in the 1930s. In the 1940s, it was used as a parachute factory. And then it was acquired by James Wiles' mother. I believe she was the owner in 1961. And it was a theater for their really world-famous Sicilian puppets. And there was many plays put on with those puppets. There's 2 puppets on display right now at the Stony Creek Museum. So you can go up and see those puppets. They're about 4 feet high. They're very, very heavy and hard to operate. I believe that the Legacy Theater is planning to have 1 annual puppet show every year in the future once they open in 2020. So that'll be great to look forward to. So here it is now, 2019, and we had the groundbreaking. So it's going to be, as First Selectman Cosgrove said, it's going to be a great feature for the town and for the region. So it was great to be down here covering this for you. The total cost is $4.2 million. They're still looking to raise $1.7 million. You can get more information by going to the website legacytheaterct.org. Any questions? The address is info@legacytheaterct.org. Okay, so that's again legacytheaterct.org. It's been great to cover this for you today, and we'll be back with more programs. I'm Frank Toohill for Henry Pond. Till next time, goodbye.